the Lashawan holy tongue, or ancient Hebrew at the top. This at the bottom here is the Assyrian Hebrew, or how. Right. The original writing, the original alphabet or symbol Hebrew. These symbols are gathered on various items, documenting and taking a look at or a lot being counted. The ba is from the house, in the shape of the form of ayah. This symbol for the God. Symbols are very different than the Assyrian that you see below. Where did this Assyrian below come from? The Assyrian language is a lingua franca. That's what you'll look up when you find Assyrian Hebrew script. You'll find that it is a language or a bridge language. That's what the Assyrian Hebrew is. The Assyrian Hebrew is a bridge between this language and another. The broadcast is on. We're on live.
So I think it's my first time doing this. So
Bear with us 1 second, YouTube. Having some difficulty with Facebook. I'm gonna have to get this fixed up real quick. All right. Bear with us 1 second. You gotta fix the camera. So let's use it this way. No, other way, swap. That's good. That's swap right there. Bear with us 1 second. All questions, type them in. Facebook, YouTube, wherever we're at this point. Bear with us 1 second, Facebook. Again, Facebook, bear with us 1 second. All right, YouTube, we should be back up.
Again, Facebook there. Just 1 second.
Yep.
Yeah, come on.
All right. Shalom on Facebook. Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Barakatha, Yahweh Shai. Anya Abun, Katha Lashawan Qadash. Shalom, I am Officer 1 class. All right. Any and all questions? Once again, brothers and sisters on Facebook, any and all questions? Okay, type it in pertaining to the Hebrew, pertaining to the scriptures, or what have you. All right. Lord allow, we'll get them in. All right, spread the word. Back up on Facebook, back up on YouTube. All right. Shalom. Any questions pertaining to the Hebrew, any questions pertaining to the scriptures, type them in. Lord allow, I'll be able to answer them. I'm Officer 1000 Abundance, the Hebrew class. All right, we're going into today. We went into earlier was the Assyrian Hebrew, and proving that the Assyrian Hebrew is a bastardization, a mixture, if you leave that there, a mixture of ancient Hebrew, and Assyrian. Okay, of ancient Hebrew and Assyrian. We were going into how you see and you know that the Lashawan Qadash is made up of this script. This script right here at the top. This is the Lashawan Qadash. This at the bottom is the Assyrian Hebrew script. Now, a Hebrew Bible from any store, what do you see? You see this script here. You see the Assyrian Hebrew script. Why is that? The Lashawan Qadash is the pure tongue, or it's the holy tongue, it's the ancient Hebrew. What had happened was in or around 600 BC, okay? In or around 600 BC, something called the Assyrian, something called the Assyrian script was formed. The Assyrian script, or the Assyrian Hebrew, was a lingua franca. You look it up historically, you look it up on Wikipedia, you look it up in Google, you'll see it defined as a lingua franca. What is a lingua franca? A lingua franca is essentially, it's Latin for bridge language. All right, so this language, or this script was a script that was bridging the gap between ancient Hebrew and the Assyrian. It was bridging the gap between the pure tongue, the Lashawan Qadash, or holy tongue, and the bastardized tongue, the Assyrian, the heathen languages. And it amalgamated it. It mashed it up, and it formed the Assyrian language, which is the text that you'll see in many Hebrew Bibles that you go and buy from the store. You'll see that that Assyrian Hebrew up in the text that you're reading. Okay, why did we bridge the gap with the ancient Assyrians? We bridged the gap with the ancient Assyrians out of compromise. The same way, okay, it's similar today on a different level, but it's similar today how Officer Yaakov, get Psalms 94 and 16.
Okay.
Psalms 94 and 16. All right. It's similar today how so-called Puerto Ricans come over to the United States, and after a few generations, they'll taught Spanish, taught English. Now, language of the so-called Puerto Ricans,
Right.
but it's a language that they had learned from their birth. When they were born, their parents had spoken Spanish as well as English.
Right.
In reality, our tongue is a Lashawan tongue, heathen being the Assyrian, so that we could do trade. Assyrian was the language you needed to know for trade, just like what language is the language you need to know if you want to do trade today. What language do you need to know?
What kind of English?
English. You need to know English if you're planning on trading. If you plan on having a business that's going to be successful internationally, you have to know English.
Right.
If you plan on doing trade internationally, you have to know English.
Right.
So we did a compromise. Sylvia, I believe, sister online. Like I'm forgetting your name. Sister online asked for a breakdown on Psalms 94:16. Let's get it. Read.
Come. We're in the book of Psalms 4, verse 16.
Read.
Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
Read up a verse.
Come. But judgment shall return unto righteousness, and all the upright in heart shall follow it.
Right. Judgment shall return unto righteousness. Where is judgment right now? Is judgment and righteousness right now? Do so-called Negroes deserve to be shot 5 times in the back in a country that they'd fought and labored for their entire life? Should we have to march and beg a government for services that we are technically allotted? You know what the so-called white man has done in promising something at a government level or at a national level and then not giving it is a violation of UN policy.
Right.
You give the so-called Jew a stitch of land in Israel and then tell him he can't have it. What do you think would happen?
Right.
He knocked the damn doors in. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we have no help. Okay? But the Most High said in that day, judgment shall return unto righteousness. Judgment will be right. Okay, in that day. And that's what David's talking about. Can you read it from the top?
Come. We're in the book of Psalms, chapter 94, starting verse 16 or 15.
Read verse 15.
15?
Mm-hmm.
Come.
You read up a verse. What?
14?
You come.
Come. For the Lord will not cast off his people.
For the Lord will not cast off his people. Sylvia Smoot, the Most High will not cast off his people. So the topic of these next few verses that we're going to read down to answer your question is talking about his people.
That's right.
Who is the Lord's people, Officer Thamayo?
Israel.
This is talking about Israel.
That's
These
right.
are matters pertaining to Israel. Okay? Read.
Come. Neither will he forsake his inheritance.
Neither will he forsake his inheritance. Who is his inheritance? The children of the Most High. Who are the children of the Most High? The Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians.
Right.
He's not going to cast us off.
That's right.
Now, the so-called white man who runs the United States has stated, the United States is a nation that will defend its rights. The United States is a nation that will go to war with the workers of tyranny. That's what George W. Bush said. Well, the one you know as God, okay, had a major statement, a public statement for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. What is that statement? Now that we'll be in America, now that we're going to fight terrorism, but the Most High will not cast off the Israelites. I know it seems as if so-called Guatemalans are nothing, and no one cares about them. No one does care about them, but the Most High does. I know it seems like no one cares about the Ixil Maya. I know it seems like no one cares about the so-called Negro. But the Most High cared about it. He said he will not cast off his people, nor forsake his inheritance. Keep reading.
Verse 16. Verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
But judgment shall return unto righteousness.
But judgment shall return to righteousness. Judgment is not in righteousness right now. Folly is held in high estate right now. Homosexuality is held in high estate. Pork is the other white meat. Judgment is not in righteousness. Judgment is on wickedness.
Right.
Why is judgment and wickedness? Come on, it's wickedness.
Kind of if I could, because the earth has been given to the hand of the wicked.
Excellent. That's exactly what I was thinking. Given the hand. The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. So David has said, judgment shall return unto righteousness. How does judgment return unto righteousness? If the earth is removed from the hand of the wicked.
That's right.
You want pork to get off the shelves of supermarkets? The so-called white man has to lose power. You want child molestation to be ended, to be destroyed in its tracks? The so-called white man has to lose his power. Keep going.
Okay. And the upright, and all the upright in heart shall follow it.
Right, and all the upright in heart shall follow. Heart is lab in Hebrew. Lab or lahab is heart. Okay? That's what it means. It could be lab or it could be lahab. All right, depending on the context. All right, keep going.
Okay. Verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoer?
Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? So the Most High will not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance. That's in verse 14. So in verse 16, David's asking what you call today a rhetorical question, meaning it's a question that he's not necessarily asking you the answer for. Remember, Sylvia Smoot, the Psalms are a song.
Right.
So he's painting a very beautiful picture, King David is. A very beautiful story, with his penmanship, of course, at the inspiration of the Most High.
Right. Okay,
he's writing the song, and he's asking a rhetorical question to paint a picture. So he said, the Most High won't cast all his people. He said, who will rise up against me? Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Read on.
Okay. Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
Who's going to stand up for me? David, a so-called Negro. Who's going to stand up for me? A so-called I.S.U.P.K. Who's going to stand up for me? A so-called Native American Indian. David's asking a rhetorical question. Let's find out who's going to stand for him. Let's find out who's going to stand up for him against the evildoers. The CIA are evildoers.
Right.
Donald Trump, the United States government are evildoers.
That's right.
The United States cavalry are evildoers. Okay. The kingdom of the UK are evildoers.
And right.
Right. The Queen of England, all the queens of England, all the queens of this earth, kings of this earth, they're evildoers. Why? Because they oppress and destroy blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indians.
Right.
Now, who's going to rise up against them? Is it going to be George Bush? Wow. Is it going to be Black Lives Matter? Is it going to be the LGBTQ? Is it going to be the Mayonnaise Committee? No. Let's find out. Read.
Right. Come on. We're in the book of Psalms, chapter 94, verse 17. Unless the Lord. Unless who? Unless the Lord. Unless who? Unless the Lord.
Go ahead.
Had been my help.
Had been his help, Sylvia Smoot. In verse 16, it says, who will rise up for me against evildoers? A person that's rising up for you against someone that's doing you wrong is helping you. It's a big help. Imagine a bully or a robber's coming up to rob you, and then somebody comes and defends you. That person did you great service. Did you help?
That's right.
All right. So that's what I was talking about. David's saying a rhetorical question. He's saying, who's going to rise up for me? Why? Because no one cares for us except for the Most High. That's verse 14. And verse 17 answers David's question in verse 16. The Most High is going to help us. The Most High is going to come up right before us, for David, for the Israelites against the evildoers. And he's going to stand up for David, for the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians against the workers of iniquity. The Most High is going to stand up for us against the wicked, the so-called white man.
Right.
Okay. That's the answer to that question. That's the breakdown on Psalms 94:16. All right. Questions, type them in pertaining to the Hebrew class. Questions, type them in. Any questions pertaining to the Hebrew in the room? Questions pertaining to the Hebrew in the room? No? All right. How do you say, excuse me, Officer Yaakov, I'm going to need you to go up to the board and write alphabets real quick.
Okay.
Ancient Hebrew alphabet. You're going to turn the camera towards the board. All right?
It's a lot of officer right at the cameras. Crooked.
Okay. What you'll probably have to do is put, no, turn. Okay, yeah. That's the one. Right. It's region.
You know, the tape right there when I first got the cord reached us.
We have you need an extension cord?
No, it's a camera. The camera right on the first step, right there.
Hold on a second. Officer Yaakov, we have an extension cord so that can kind of over there. Yeah. We have to unplug anything?
Yeah, come.
Okay, that's no. Yeah, it's not gonna work right. Yeah, we can't unplug it. So so plug the charger for the time being.
Okay, come.
Go ahead. Go. And then what you'll have to do, Yaakov, eventually is get the extension cord over here.
Okay, come.
And then plug the charger in over here. All right, we're going to go into into the present tense. We're going into the present tense today, present tense in Hebrew. All right, all questions, type it in. All right, all questions, type it in. Officer Yaakov is going to write the ancient alphabet out. All right. Any questions? Again, type them in. What we're going into the present tense of the Lashawan Qadash eventually. Many of you have heard different roots, like shalom. Shalom means peace, or shamar. Shamar means to watch. Okay, quabal. Quabal means to take. The bar means to speak or to say. Amar means to command. Ashar means, because, or different sorts and things like that. Haka means to smite, right? You've seen these verbs. What we're going to do is we're going to show you the present tense. All right, we're going to show you the present tense. Once again, on all questions pertaining to the Hebrew, please type it in. Again, Anya Kotazayan, Anya Kotazayan, Allah Abun, Waza, Haya, Katha, Lashawan Qadash. I am Officer 1000 Abun, and this is the Lashawan Qadash class. Okay. All right, and today is we're winding down the 6th day. It's like we're kind of winding down the 6th day, and we're entering the 7th day, or Yom Shabbat, or the Shabbat. All right, this is the 7th day of the week, the day the Most High rested from His work, physically rested from His work. What you're seeing up there on the board is the ancient Hebrew, the Lashawan Qadash. Contrary to Spanish, contrary to Portuguese, contrary to Dutch, contrary to Chinese, contrary to Haitian Creole, this is the language of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. This is your language. Right. Okay. Right. This is your language historically. This is your language before slavery. Your language before the conquistadors. Okay. Your language before the concentration, camps being, the reservations, the barrios, the favelas. This is your language before the favela, so-called Brazilian. This is your language before the revolution, so-called Haitian. All right? You're the Israelites, and your language is the Lashawan Qadash. The Ah is in the shape of an ox's head. The Ba, keep writing. Oh. The Ba is the symbol of the house of Bayah. All right? Ga is the Gamal, the camel's hump. The Da is the Dawah, or the door. We can write out our own alphabet, okay? And then we're gonna pick up from there. All right. You need a draw. Huh? Camera's what?
The camera's not straight.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Okay.
The camera's it's not straight on.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, let me try to make sure. It's not straight on the board. So what, yeah, so you can take it off the podium and put it like right in front of the board. Okay. Like on a chair. All right, we're going to write out the ancient, like an ancient Hebrew alphabet. We're going to go further into it. Okay, with the present tense verbs. All right. So you went 12. Perfect. Move it over a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Move the hand. Hand on the camera. That's it. Stay on. 12. That's perfect. All right, this is before slavery, before the ships, etc. We're going to write it out. Then we're going into the present tense. All right, into later, not later. First is that the word for to be is haya. Okay, it's like hawa is to be. Okay, and then we're going to go from there, going into the present tense verbs. I am watching. You are watching. He is watching, she is watching, you all, masculine, plural, watching, etc. Forming some sentences, and then once again answering any questions brothers and sisters had pertaining to the Hebrew. Okay? Class froze again.
Good night.
Still up on YouTube. YouTube, give us 1 second. We're trying to go back up on Facebook. Keep getting logged out of Facebook for connection. Yisuaba?
Yeah, come on.
All right, Facebook, give us 1 second while the brother writes out his alphabet. And this is the Lashawan Qadash class. I'm your host, Officer 1000 Abun. We're going into the ancient Hebrew alphabet. We're going to go into present tense verbs with any vocab questions you may have, questions pertaining to, any forming sentences and things of that nature. All right. Once again, type in all questions you have. All questions you have, type them in. I will answer them a little while. All right.
You got a sheet? I don't want.
Sorry?
You got a sheet? Yeah. Go on.
Richard Mendez asked, with the Assyrian Hebrew, how can you tell when the letters merge together? Like with ancient text, you have lines underneath the characters as soon as the characters merge together. Richard Mendez, when the characters merge together through being in the Lashawan Qadash class. Richard Mendez, what you have to learn is you have to learn the connections of the letters in the ancient Hebrew so that you can understand the pronunciation. What you're getting at is a pronunciation issue. Now, in order to correct that, you have to read in ancient Hebrew as much as possible and write sentences out in ancient Hebrew as much as possible to get the flow, okay, of the ancient Hebrew. Also, it would help to request one of our most common Hebrew verbs from I.S.U.P.K Real Leaders. All right, I.S.U.P.K Real Leaders. Is it a Gmail or a Hotmail? The Gmail. Go ahead. Oh, okay. All right, so Richard Mendez, to understand the pronunciation of the Assyrian Hebrew, you have to understand the pronunciation in the ancient Hebrew. All right, to understand the pronunciation in the ancient Hebrew, you have to come to class and know different rules. Like generally, you're almost never going to connect to a Y at the end. Meaning, if a Y is at the end of a word, it's generally going to be Yah and not I, generally. Generally speaking, the I is almost always connected to. The I almost never connects to anything. Richard Mendez. So those rules, along with getting in class long enough, will help you know when the letters connect in the Assyrian Hebrew. I hope that helped. All right. All right, you're gonna erase that, and you're gonna write for ball. No, the bar. You're gonna write the bar. You're gonna write the bar out in the ancient Hebrew. And you're gonna put equals to SKYPE. Facebook, looks like it. Facebook, we're back up. Again, Facebook, we're back up. We're live. All right. All right, Richard Mendez, hope that answered your question. If I.S.U.P.K Real Leaders at gmail.com doesn't work, try I.S.U.P.K Real Leaders at hotmail.com. All right. Again, the Assyrian Hebrew is a bridge language, okay, between equals to bar equals to speak. It was a bridge language between, the ancient Assyrian as well as the ancient Hebrew as well as the Assyrian language. All right, we did it out of compromise. Why? Because it was the language, Assyrian was the language you needed in order to conduct trade. All right? So Lord allow, Facebook will be live for the rest of the class. We have some technical difficulties. So after YouTube, we've had some technical difficulties, so we've had to continue to get keep Facebook up and alive. All right, the bar means to speak. Now, to make something present tense, you're going to add a wa. You're gonna erase the bar. No, don't erase the bar. Below the bar, you're gonna write present tense.
Okay.
No, like you're gonna write a sentence. Present tense.
Right, present tense.
You're gonna write a sentence. You're gonna start present. It's gonna start with present tense.
Okay. Okay.
Verbs. Have a wa. You keep writing like a sentence.
Okay. No.
So continue after verbs. Have a wa. Once again, Facebook, go back live. Type in all questions. Type in all questions, Facebook, YouTube pertaining to the Hebrew. Generally have a wa between the first and second letter. Between first and second letter. Okay? No, that's the water. We gotta get this out. These are the rules pertaining to present tense verbs in ancient Hebrew. We're going to get it down pat. All right. Between first and second letter, then period. Then if feminine. No, don't write that. Just write if feminine. Feminine.
Is that feminine?
If feminine, add e at the end. Add e at the end. No, you kept the end there. Just add an e at the end.
Okay. No.
All right. If feminine, add ha at the end. All right. You can stop there. And then go to the door. I'm gonna write it out here. You're gonna add a ha at the end. All right. If masculine with feminine, present tense. Present tense verbs have a wa between the first and second letter. For example, the bar, right? So to make I am speaking, of course, I equals anya, right? I equals on. Yeah. I'm gonna erase this. I'm gonna get that back up on the board, YouTube and Facebook. That's gonna go back up on the board. Again, type in all questions if you have them. Present tense verbs have a wa between the first and second letter. All right. So, for example, this is the bar, right? You can take a seat for now. I'll take the bar, right? So the bar means to speak. Present tense verbs have a wa between the first and second letter. So the bar, to make the bar present tense equals ing verb. So running, jumping, taking the bar, to speak, speaking. To go from the bar, the root word to speak, and then make it speaking, you would go from the bar. So to make the bar, to say, speaking. Add wa between the and ba. Equals Yahweh. So we had the bar, right? That word means to speak. Now, like in Spanish, you know, in Spanish you have hablar, which means to speak.
Right.
Hablar is to speak in Spanish. To say speaking in Spanish, it would be hablando. You would add the A-N-D-O, right? The same principle applies in Hebrew. We have a root verb. This is a root verb. This is a root verb, which means, like similarly in Spanish, hablar means to speak, right? Dabar means to speak. Dabar is the root verb, right? To take the root verb and to make a real sentence with it, you have to perform some verb conjugations, like in Spanish.
Right.
Hablando is speaking. You can do some things with hablar, but generally it's hablando, hablo, hablas, habla, hable, whatever. With the bar, to make it present tense, you add a wa between the first and second letter. So to say speaking, this is to speak. To say speaking, add a wa between the da and the ba. Add a wa between the da and the ba to make dawa bar. Notice how I underline the wa. You need to underline that wa at least 3 times. All right, and give it an arrow. Because with this wa, you change the game here. Now, instead of saying to speak, instead of saying a sentence that makes you sound stupid, with that wa, you're able to speak like a normal person.
Right.
You know, speak like an Israelite. Dawa bar, which means speaking. All right? So I can show you in the ancient, what happens is we still have the root that's there, but in between the first symbol and the second symbol, first and second letter, that's right here. This is the first. This is the second. In between the first and second letter, what are we doing? We're adding the wa. Remember, underline that 3 times. That's key. Got to add that wa to make it present tense. Add the wa. Boom, little hook. Then finish the root off.
Nice.
That's it. The bar. I added the wa in between the first and second symbol. Boom, right here. The wa. Remember, wa. So it's going to be singularly connected. Bar. That is speaking. All right? So that's speaking. This is the first. This is the second. I stuck a wa between the first and the second. Right there. All right, give everyone a few seconds to type that in. But we're going to get back to it in a second. Go ahead.
I come in, sir, 802, sir.
Yes, come on in. Come on in, brother. All right. Facebook's probably going to issue to see. Officer Yankov, you could set the second camera so that Facebook can also see things. That's clear. It's like set up a chair next to that one. All right. With this wa, you change the game now. We went from a root verb, which is the bar, which really just means to speak, a root. And when we added the wa between the first and second letter, like we have here, we have dawa bar, which means speaking. Now I can do something with it. Speaking. It has more flavor to it. It's real. It's active. All right. I took a root and I gave that root some water. So now we got a full-blown plan. We got a full-blown Hebrew sentence with one letter, wa. That's your present tense. All right. So now, to say, I am speaking. We're going to go same rules apply. Go ahead. Add I. To say I am speaking, the same rules apply. So we're going to add a wa between the first and second letter, but it's I am speaking. Now we have to give it possession. I am speaking, not just speaking. They're not just speaking now, but I am speaking. So, how do you say I am, Samuel?
Anya, right?
Anya, give him a hand. Anya is I am. So how do we, remember how we turn to speak to speaking? What do we do? Right in front of you. How do I go from to speak to the word speaking? How do I go from speak to speaking? It's up here. Present tense.
The bar.
Nope.
It's like,
it's right in front of you. Just read right in front of what's right in front of you.
oh, okay.
You don't even have to think.
You say, I am speaking?
Yes, how do you do that?
Oh, Anya the bar?
Exactly. No. It's right in front of you. Speaking was dawa bar. You had a wa in the first and second letter. First and second symbol. This is the first symbol, this is the second symbol, slap a wa in between. Dawa bar. Same rules apply. We're saying I am speaking, but you have to add the I. I, or I am, equals yeah. I am equals anya. Right. So the same rules apply. It's still dawa bar. Before the dawa bar, we add anya to say I am. Right? So how do we say I am speaking? Anya dawa bar. That's it. I am speaking. Anya dawa bar. Now it's poorly written. I'm just going to erase that and write it at the top. Present tense is ing verbs. Of course, we know that. All right. The bar is the root verb to say ing. So speak was the bar. Okay. Speaking. What? Bar. That's all you have to do is add a wa from the first and second letter generally.
Right.
So I am speaking. Equals on yeah da. Write that out so everyone can understand. I'm going to write it out so you can sound it out at home. On yeah da wa bar. All right. So, actually, Officer I.S.U.P.K, I'm going to write this out in ancient Hebrew, right to left.
Go.
I am speaking on Yadawa bar. All right. Once again, type in all questions. Type in all questions on Facebook, on YouTube, on Facebook. Share this with everyone you know. All right. Got it right big so everybody can see it all. All right. Also, the Facebook camera, you know that the Facebook camera has to be angled up a little bit. Right, I'll take care of that. No, you got it. Write it big though. Fill that space real well so everybody can see it online. Facebook, if you can see in here. YouTube, if you can see in here, press 1. Type in all questions pertaining to the Hebrew. This is the Lashawan Qadash class. I'm your Qadash Lashawan. Wazahaya, Akafa, Lashawan Qadash. I'm Officer 1001. This is the Lashawan Qadash class. All right? Tea time, Shalom, Yahweh, John Scott, Shalom. Okay. Richard Mendez, Shalom. Officer Korak, Shalom, sir. Wesley for life, man. Shalom. What's going on? All right. Facebook, Nahar Yashrala, Shalom. All right. That's Anya Dawabar. It's like, can I get the pen? We have to move quickly because we're 8:08. Right. We got a ton of technical difficulties, so I'll just take it. Anya Dawabar. Speak is the bar. Okay. What this is, we added the wa between the first and second letter to make it da wa bar to make it speaking. Anya da wa bar. I am speaking. I am speaking. All right? That's the rule there for I am speaking. Now let's do you are speaking. You are speaking. How do you say you? Let me help you out. What's going on? Coming out?
See how I say you?
You, no. You, excuse me. You, singular. Yeah, like that. Just, okay, you. How do you say you? A third is you, masculine singular. So you, one brother, you, one, father, one son, one uncle, one nephew. You are speaking. So that's a third. Also, somebody had correctly stated that it was the, right? Da, wa, ba. That wa again is extremely important. Add a wa between the first and second letter generally. We're going to run into some cases very shortly where the wa isn't going to cut it. We're going to have to add more. All right? So a thud dawa bar means you were speaking. That is there it is. In ancient Hebrew is a tha, you, masculine singular, are speaking. Speaking isn't added in ancient Hebrew because of the so-called, Black, Hispanic, Native Indian language. What were one of the things that they would make fun of the Native Indians for? Officer Ekwa.
Kind of, if I could, like they would cut their sentences short.
They would cut their sentences short. Bear running left.
Right.
Bear running river. Bear running red. Right. We get corn. We eat corn. They made fun of Native American Indians for speaking like that. But if you go and read the Bible, if you go get a Hebrew Bible and read it, the Bible is talking like that. Why? Because the Bible was written by Chief and the ancestors of Geronimo. That's right. The ancestors of Geronimo are the people of the Bible. This writing right here and the Lashawan Qadash proves that. But
and they also said, pale face speak before tongue.
Pale face speak before tongue. White man is the devil. Right. They also said that. Okay. Bear with me 1 second.
Oh God.
How do you say I'm speaking to you in Hebrew? A lion blossom. I don't know who that is. All right. You were speaking as a thud dawabar. I'm speaking to you. 1 second. A line. Don't take offense to that. You know what I mean? I just don't get in class. Keep getting in class. Keep coming to class. So one day,
Right.
You get a Hebrew name. You get a new name etched in stone, as the scripture said.
Right.
Okay. A lion blossom. To answer your question, I am speaking to you. Right. First of all, can anyone in the class guess I am speaking to you?
Come,
Officer Yakwa. No. Yes, Officer Yeah, Officer Yankoff first.
Kalawakan, if I could, Anya, Dalabar,
Close. I would add something in between just to make sure it's correct as a word.
oh.
Aya, Dalabar, La.
La, give him a hand. Add the la. I'm speaking to you, a lime blossom, Anya. Oops. Anya. Da. Wa. Bar. La. That's I am speaking to you. A lime blossom, I am speaking to you is Anya Dawabar La Atha. Anya Dawabar La Atha. So I am speaking to you. And that's, you know, the tha there is masculine plural, masculine singular. So you, one that you're talking to one brother. If you wanted to say I'm speaking to you, woman, or you, daughter, you, sister, you would say Anya Dawabar La Athun, with the N at the end instead of H. Athun. And that's, you know, I'm speaking to you, feminine. All right. A lime blossom. That's the answer to your question. That's how you say I'm speaking to you. I'm going to give you a few seconds to write that down. While you do that, I'm going to check more, see if you have more questions. Oh, Salakia, sir. Salakia, officer, you're fine. Salakia, I didn't mean that, sir. Yeah. There it is, sir. That's how you say I'm speaking to you. All right. Any more Akim ask questions? All right. All questions pertain to the Hebrew. That is, I am speaking to you. All right. Now, we told you that for present tense, you add a wa between the first and second letter. Here, speak is the bar. Speaking is da wa bar. All right. Right. Same rules apply when you're saying I am speaking. Anya da wa bar. I am speaking. Now, then the same thing apply with you are speaking. A tha, like it. A tha da wa bar. All right. Now, what did you say? You feminine. Let's find out. Who can guess what you're going to do with the feminine term? The feminine verb. Excuse me. When you're making a verb pertaining to a woman, what are you going to do? Is it going to be the same? La. You're actually correct. Hebrew is a sexist language. I'm going to put it like that. Right. Mosai is racist. Well, Hebrew is a sexist language. Right. You've heard today's narratives with the so-called white man being the devil. He's a liar. He flips everything upside down. He thinks that there's nothing wrong with men and women being the same. The language, English, talking about men and women in the same way. The ancient Hebrew talks about men a specific way, talks about women a specific way. It's just different. It's different in the way its vocab is treated. So, you were speaking, talking to a woman, right? You were speaking. You were speaking is what is you to a woman? A son. Excellent. You speaking a son. So what should I do there? I should finish that off. Is that complete? Are we done here? Brothers and sisters online, how do I make that pertain to a woman? Nathan Israel, I'm going to get your question in 1 second. Who knows?
Say again, sir?
Is that verb, bar, that would be to speaking, right there? Yeah, speaking, right?
No, speaking.
How do I finish that off?
Oh, it's like, yeah, put that.
No, we got to do something. That bar is not enough for a woman.
Oh,
what do I do?
Oh.
Officer Yakwa.
If I could, you have to add
Aha, give him a hand. That's exactly what you were going to say? You had aha in. Whenever verbs pertain to a woman, you add a ha in with your wa in present tense. Remember, we're in present tense. Everything in the Bible is about context. And so about the language, we're going to hone in on it contextually, based on context, right? You feminine, right? We're adding a stipulation here. We want to talk to the ladies, all right? We want to talk to the sisters, all right? You feminine are speaking. A thun, da, wa, ba, ra, right? So what changes with feminine? Present tense. So present tense feminine verbs. Present tense feminine verbs. What are the differences? Have a wa between the first and second letters. We can see that's still done. Now, comma, and add ha at the end. Is always connected to I can't stress this enough. You always connect to the ha when you're trying to make a present tense feminine verb. If I don't do that, what's going to happen is, first of all, okay, let's say I don't do that. Let's say I do it regularly, like now with bar, speaking, then ha. What does that say? Take this out. Just look at this verb. What is this saying now? Facebook, YouTube, what are we saying here now? Now bar is speaking. Now what did I do now by changing one letter, connection of one letter? What does that say? Yakwa.
if I could, that says speaking.
What's ha?
Speaking him.
His speaking.
His speaking.
His speaking. What happened is, don't look at this. Dawah bar ha is his speaking now.
Right.
So now this isn't even feminine. I don't even know how you would say that as a sentence. If you include this, I don't know how you would say that as a sentence. Like, you feminine are speaking to, it would be you feminine are speaking, you are speaking to him. That's what this would be. This whole sentence changes if you change one connection. This sentence done because you were speaking to him. Now, if I follow the rules prescribed, Dawah bar, that is, you feminine are speaking. That's it. That's all that means. So Richard Mendez, to answer your question, that was a good question you had asked. And the pronunciation in ancient Hebrew is everything. Otherwise, when you go to speak ancient Hebrew, otherwise when you go to read the ancient Hebrew text, the Assyrian Hebrew text, you're going to be misunderstanding it. You're going to be messing it up in the Assyrian Hebrew. Okay? You have to make sure you follow these rules here are everything. All you need really is these two sentences, a few verbs, root verbs, and just some paper. And then you go to town with practicing, understanding that you must follow these rules in order to get the desired sentence. Also come in. You said that you make the hard single, right? Mm-hmm. It says his or he. It'd be his. His. It's like I must have stepped out. Wow. At the end of the sentence was his. As long as his, let me check that. Remember, 1 second. Facebook, YouTube, hold on 1 second. I'm going to check to make sure. I think the brother is right. with the prepositions. But bear with me 1 second. All right? 1 second. Possessive adjective. Bear with me 1 second. Yes, ha is her. So what happens is the same thing. So if I mess this up, dawa bar ha is you feminine are speaking to her.
I'm saying, wow.
Why is yeah, I'm saying I'm wrong. I'm going back to correct that.
Okay.
So a thun, dawa bar is still speaking, that's still right. But if I misconnect the ha, Richard Mendez and brothers and sisters that are watching, if I misconnect this or if I mispronounce it when I'm speaking it, I'm going to be saying something completely different. Right. Now what this is saying is you, feminine, right, sister, aunt, grandmother, mother, wife, rib, what have you, feminine, are speaking, you'd be like, are speaking to her. Right. This ha at the end means she, her, or her, yeah, she or her. Right. Okay? So that's why, again, with this sentence in this rule, it's a lot for correcting that too. With this sentence, you'll be able to speak ancient Hebrew properly with these rules. So dawa bar ha is wrong. We're not trying to say it. Dawa ra is you feminine are speaking. Now it's present tense. Now it's present tense, and it's talking about this as the subject. Whereas if you added a ha, you're adding a. If you misconnected it, you're adding someone else as an object, meaning you're speaking to someone. Now here it's just you are speaking. You're speaking to, your phone, speaking to your husband, speaking to someone. But when you misconnect that, you're saying you're speaking to her, right, which sometimes might not be correct. You could be talking to your phone. Right. You know what I mean? Right. So it's always important when you're in present tense, when following the words, when trying to speak into Hebrew, you have these rules down pat. All right? So that was just a little illustration of that. That's how you say you are speaking, feminine plural. We're going to go into feminine singular. We're going to go into feminine plural in a second. Again, let me check questions. I believe I had a question on Facebook. All right. The son Israel said, Salakia, how do you say I want to speak with you? I guess that's, okay, multiple person, masculine and feminine. I'm speaking with you. I want to speak with you. I want to speak with you. I want to speak. All you online, those in the class, make sure you got your pen and pad, taking notes, speak to you all. Nathan Israel, this is essentially what you're trying to say, I'm assuming, correct? Nathan Israel, if I'm wrong, please type it in so I can correct it. But I'm assuming this is what you're saying. When you say you'll, you're saying you all, right? So masculine sense, I want to speak to you all. Anya. Is I am. Anya is I am or I. Okay, in some context. I'm going to keep it Anya just to make sure I'm correct. All right? Anya. It's a want. Want to speak. I see what he's trying to say. Somebody look up want.
Like in the Hebrew, all things, like it would be won't, I'll be like will, or just be the double bar. Because the word won't.
Want generally, yeah. Want, okay, there is a word for expressing desire.
Like,
definitely. So you would look up will. Somebody look this letter. Let's look up will real quick. Will is or want. Oh, want. Go ahead.
Is it Shabbat? Is Shabbat? No.
Okay, want is chasar. All right, so want would be chasar. Want, this is want in the sense of lack or poverty. Meaning you want to, meaning you have a lack of speaking to you all, so you want to speak to them all. All right, so want would be chasar. La, anya chasar. This is want, right? Chasar. To speak. Okay, to speak, just a bar. La, a thumb. Right? So, anya, chasar, the bar, la, a thumb. Go ahead.
What about the all? You use call for all? Call is all, right?
He's saying you all masculine and feminine.
Okay.
So to say masculine sense, you have to have a thumb. Otherwise, it's not what he's asking for. I'm just getting to the specific question that he had asked. You're correct. You're not wrong. I'm just saying in this context, he wants masculine. So a thumb is masculine. All right. Anya chasar is want. So I want to speak to you all masculine. All right. They from Israel, I hope you can see that. And the fun Israel, I hope you can see that. I want to speak to you all masculine. Anya, kasar, debar, la, a thumb. Anya, kasar, debar, la, a thumb. Now, of course, the Son Israel brothers and sisters in the class, you already know, based off your prior knowledge, you already know how to say, I want to speak to you all feminine. Right. What are we going to do? All we're going to do, I'm going to erase this, make this feminine, take off the M, and just add an N. A thun. That's it. The Son Israel. Anya, kasar, debar, la, a thun instead of a thumb. That's all you do. So I want to speak to you all masculine is anya, kasar, debar, la, a thumb. I want to speak to you all feminine is anya, kasar, debar, la, a thun. All right. The Son Israel, I hope you can get the pronunciation of that from that, and I hope that's Tawa. All right. Son Israel, when you're good, we're going to move on to some feminine plural present tense words. All right, we got our roll here, we got a race through. All right, the Son Israel, you got it down? You got it down, let me know. I'm about to erase it, all right? But that's how it's done, okay? All right. All right, so I'm about to erase it. What's next? Give me 1 second. So yes, so excuse me. So we're now going to go into, I'm going to erase that now. We're going to go into now is give me 1 second. We're now going to go into okay, you all, no, stop. She is speaking. In English, to make this present tense, I of course add the is, but there's no, for the sake of Lashawan Qadash, we're still in present tense. Present tense, feminine verbs have a y between the first and second letter, just like regular. But now, we had a ha at the end. The ha is always connected to when you're making present tense feminine verbs. Otherwise, you're going to be saying, instead of she is speaking, or you feminine is speaking, you're going to say, you are speaking to her. Get my point if you connect it wrong? So I'm going to add that here for class teaching purposes. Right. All right?
Like I said. So there's no she in Hebrew, right?
Sorry?
Is there no she in Hebrew?
There is. What is she? What is she? She in Hebrew.
Oh, that's
Hawa.
how
Haya. I always mess this up. Haya is she. Excuse me. Hawa is she. No, let me make sure. I mean, Hawa is she. Excuse me. Hawa is he. Haya is she. All right? Give me 1 second. Fixed connections on Anya, Salakia, also Marab. Anya, Nathan Israel. Anya, this is Anya, Nathan Israel. Salakia, if I mess that up. The water, Surah, also Marab. Anya, that's how Anya is actually connected. If you made that mistake in your notes, go back and correct that. All right? Salakia, so I'm just going, very quickly just to get through everything. All right? So, we go back here real quick. Bear with me 1 second. Go back to my prepositions. No, I don't. Let me go into my tenses. Yes, he is hawa, she is haya. All right, so that's how you connect anya correctly. So she is speaking, she equals haya. Sorry, yes, she is equals haya. Right? She is haya, he is hawa. All right? So she is speaking is haya. Ya, da, wa, ba. Now I finish this. Aha. At the ha at the end. So it's haya, dawabara. She is speaking. Haya, dawabara, it's like it, dawabara. Okay? That's the she, that's the feminine. All right? So, haya, dawabara, it's like it. Dawabara, haya, dawabara, okay? Haya, dawabara. She is speaking. Remember. That's to make it feminine. Add the AH at the end. If you're writing it out so you can sound it out, add the AH at the end, or the last letter of the root verb is connected to a ha to make it she or feminine. Remember, this is she. So that's why we had that ha at the end. Remember, we had the wa between the first and second symbol of the root verb. The root is the bar. All right? Add the wa between the first and second symbol. And then because it's feminine, we had a ha at the end. We connect to the ha. All right? She is speaking, everyone online. Write that up on the board. All right? Again, this is a Lashawan Qadash class. All right? Be sure to tune in, like, and share us on Facebook. Make sure you tune in more to the Lashawan Qadash class. It's something extremely important. All right? Right. Extremely important. Okay? Bear with me 1 second. Officer I.S.U.P.K. I'll call you up to the board. Let me start with the next section. I'm gonna have you write it up, and then I'm gonna have you write something. All right. So what we're gonna do now is we're going back to masculine. We already got a th, right? We got a th double bar for you are speaking. Now we're gonna go to he is speaking. How do you say he, Officer Tamayan?
Yeah.
Nope. That's a possessive adjective. If I'm correct. Now we're going to he is speaking. So, masculine verbs. Masculine verbs just follows the regular, our standard rules. So, with masculine verbs, just to take this out. Masculine verbs are generally easier. Not easier. You just have to add less letters to it. It's not necessarily easier or harder, right? Have a wa, add a wa. Okay. I would say add a wa. You can rewrite this, those of you online on Facebook. Add a wa between the first and second letter, right? And that's the case with present tense masculine verbs, okay? It's just that simple. So to say he is speaking, he is what, Officer I.S.U.P.K? You just said it.
Yeah.
Make sure you're paying attention. He is hawa'a. Right? So when you guys are saying Yah because, like for example, Yahushua, he delivers, Yahushua is delivered.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? That's the sense of making like an adjective. This is think of it like a subject. Like that. All right.
God.
He is speaking to you right now in ancient Hebrew. Nope. How yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Why don't you fix it? You just pronounce it out. Sound it out what you read. How Excellent. Double bar. Any questions online or on Facebook, type them in. All right. Questions online or on Facebook, again, type them in. All right, that's he is speaking. Let me write right next. All right, next. Let me see.
Come. And she was Haya.
Right. Haya. He is speaking Hawa'a Dawabar. Hawa'a Dawabar. You want to write it out this way also, so that when you go back to study, you know what the hell you're saying. Right. It helps you learn how to connect, how to actually pronounce and read Hebrew. So-called white man, Jew, does not know real Hebrew. Right. All right. Questions in the room? Questions online? Take them in. All right. Like and share on Facebook. Lashawan Qadash class has to get more views, must get more views. We have an excellent teacher. I believe his name means teacher or razor. It's like it means razor. All right. Officer 5000 Marah teaches a hell of a Hebrew class. Very interactive. All right. Very easy to understand. Should have more of this listener. All right. Make sure you like and subscribe to the I.S.U.P.K. Lashawan Qadash classes. Damn it. You know, Spanish barely speak English properly. Why don't you learn how to speak the Lashawan? Why don't we learn to speak the Lashawan Qadash properly?
That's right.
We'll be fluent in that. We'll be purists in that.
Damn right.
Because every other language is a bastardization of this. This was the original tongue. All right? That's he is speaking. Can you erase that? You all masculine are speaking. Well, today, what? How do you step up? Start it out. Write it out. What do you think it is?
Oh, God.
Officer. No, I'm too off. You take that.
Okay.
What do you think it is? Let me know what it is. Brothers and sisters online. How do we say you all masculine are speaking? You know? First of all, no, it's not a fun. Thumb. How do we say you all masculine are speaking? Remember, if it's you all masculine, is it singular or plural? Brothers and sisters online. Brothers in the room, is it singular or plural? You all masculine. Who knows online? Nope.
No.
It's wrong. It's masculine. But it's plural. I need help here. I'm stuck. How do you make something masculine, present tense, and plural? This is just nuts. What are your plural rules? How do you make something plural, officer?
Young.
Young. Give it to me. Give me the young, man. Give me the young. Give me the C. Young means C also. By itself. Give me the C, man. Nope. Young. That's just a mouth.
Oh,
Young. Well, finish it. You're there. You're right there. You know it. What does it need? Young.
done, right?
There you go. Young. I connected. I would connect the present tense. Nope.
No.
Not feminine. This is masculine. A thumb, that will bar young. Give him a hand. That was better. You see the marker? We filling after you. You all masculine are speaking. This is plural. A thumb, you all. But when conjugating a verb, we have to make sure it's plural still. Come. All right. Present tense, plural. Present tense plural verbs add a wa between the first and second letter. And add yum at the end. Can't stress this enough. Have to add the yum at the end to make it plural. If you don't, you're just saying you all, you are saying you all are speaking, but it's not correct. You want to be correct when you're writing. You want to be correct when we're speaking. A thumb, that will bar yum. Why am I adding the yum here? Yum makes something plural. When you add a yum at the end, when you add this yum at the end, you make it plural. Before this, hide this, let's imagine we hide this, you look at this chunk. This is dawa bar, which means speaking. Right? Add the yum, dawa bar yum, now it's speaking, but it's in the context of something that is plural. In this context, This is plural because you all, masculine, you're speaking. So I have the yum at the end. All right? We'll note that up here. All right? Dawa bar yum. Plural. Plural speaking, dawa bar yum. Add a wa between the first and second letter of the root verb, which is the bar. Add a yum at the end to make a plural. This is pivotal. All right? A thumb, da, wa, bar, yum. Da, wa, bar, yum. Simple as that. You all masculine, you're speaking. All right? That's how it's done. Any questions pertaining to the Hebrew? Okay. Questions pertaining to the Hebrew? Type them up now. So you can get the extension cord over here. So you can plug it in the charger. There is one little. All right. We'll let everyone write that in. Everyone fill that in. Over be careful, not
Look.
Here, you take care of that.
Nine. Raise it up a little bit. Bear with us 1 second, YouTube. YouTube, bear with us 1 second. I don't know why I did that. You gotta be extra careful on these cameras. All right. Ready to go live on Facebook again. Go ahead and go live doing that. Give us 1 second, YouTube. One second, YouTube, type in all questions. So you copy that in, all right? Bear with us 1 second, YouTube, all right? All right, Facebook, we're back on live again. Got some technical difficulties. We're back live. Letting all you copy that in. All right. Now, as you all masculine are speaking, A thumb dawabaryum. A thumb dawabaryum. So when you're making something present tense, you add a wa between the first. I'll take the rest. It's only like 8 minutes left.
Right.
I'll take the rest. So
Okay.
add a wa between the first and second letter. Add a yum at the end. All right. And add a yum at the end. Okay.
My question is, like in some phrases or some contents, can we use the borrowing young?
No. No. It's not how it's done. Well, I'm going to show you how you do that. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to make it plural for you're right. Plural feminine. All right. All right. You all masculine speaking, a thumb dawabaryum. So you make something plural in the present tense. Add a wa between the first and second letter of the root. The root is the bar, to speak. To make it masculine, make it present tense, speaking, da, wa, bar, add a wa between the first and second letter. Now, you all masculine are speaking, this is plural, masculine. To make that plural masculine present tense, add a yum at the end. Da, bar, speaking, yum, plural, boom, good. That's how you write it out in the masculine sense. So you all men, you all brothers, you all akim are speaking, a thumb dawabaryum. Right. That's how you say it. Now, let's get into the feminine. You all feminine, you are speaking. Once again, the Hebrew language, Lashawan Qadash, is sexist, which means what? Makes a delineation between masculine and feminine. Why does it do that? Because men and women are different, goddammit.
Right.
Men and women have different bodily functions. They think differently, they act differently, walk differently, and talk differently. So you're benefited by having a language that shows that difference.
Right.
Remember, Romans, the 3rd chapter, the 3rd verse, it says, what profit had the Jews in knowing the oracles of the Most High, the oracles of God? Yeah, very much, is what Paul said. We profit very much in having a language, one of the few languages that's sexist, that makes a delineation between male and female.
That's right.
You get my point? America doesn't do that because America is naturally perverted. It's perverted to not know that a woman is different from a man.
Right.
And treat them, differently in a sense, meaning a woman is the weaker vessel. And the man, I'm talking from the standpoint of they have different bodily functions. They're two different things, male and female. All right, so your language takes care of that. So, brothers and sisters online, on Facebook, you all masculine speaking is a thumb dawabaryum. How do I make something plural in the feminine sense? Brothers and sisters online, brothers in the room, how do I do that? Who knows? You said young. Is there anything else? Any other way to make a feminine word plural? But
You should earlier with the
nope. That was in the singular, sir. So when it was singular, to say you woman, to say one woman, you one woman are speaking, it was almost like it was a thun, dawabar. Looks like dawabara. A thun, dawabara is you, women are speaking. How do you say you all, women or ladies, sisters are speaking, right? How do you say that?
You use it at the end, what?
Wa, give him a hand. That's exactly it. You add wa also to make something plural. In this context, you can add a wa. So, right? Present, tense, feminine, plural. Present tense, feminine, plural, that's the context. Everything in the Bible is context, okay? In this class is going to be context. Add a wa between the first and second letter. In the present tense masculine, brothers and sisters online, what do we add at the end? Brothers in the class, what do we add at the end to make it present tense plural? We added a yum, right? A thumb double bar you. To make it feminine, obviously, if I may have correctly answered and said you had a waf instead of a yum. So, once again, Richard Mendez, brothers and sisters online, it's crucial that you understand the rules. You add a waf at the end. This is critical. Otherwise, you're going to be saying something completely different, right? So you are speaking is a thumb or a thun. Da, wa, ba, like a double bar, waf. Double bar, waf. You are speaking feminine, plural. Let's do it.
Right.
A thun. A thun. Da. Wa. Ba. Bar. Wa. Boom. Slap those two letters at the end, just like the yum. This is two different letters, symbols. Wa. Bar. Wa. A thun. Da. Wa. Bar. Waf. Add a wa between the first and second symbol. Make it present tense, plural, feminine, add a waf at the end instead of a yum. So the only difference is when it's masculine, add a yum. When it's feminine, add a waf at the end. That's how you make present tense, masculine, feminine, plural words. All right? How do you say I'm speaking to you in Hebrew? Obviously, we have a quantum service. We're going to get that next. But maybe the brothers and sisters online, the chance to write it down. You need these three. Right? This is what we're saying. This is how you found it out. This is how you write it in ancient Hebrew. All right? And of course, to write it out in Assyrian Hebrew, you just use the Assyrian Hebrew scripts without the connectors. All right? A little bit over time. I'm going to finish it out though. Go ahead.
If I could, is talking and speaking the same word in Hebrew?
Yes. You can use speaking, talking. You can use that to mean the same thing. And there may also be a verb that's used to mean speaking. You understand? Or talking. You know what I'm saying? Second, maybe word would also mean speaking. But the bar is the most commonly used word for speaking or saying or uttering, which is also talking. So to answer your question, yes, the bar can also be used to be talking. All right, present tense, masculine, plural, add a wa between the first and second letter. You would add a yum at the end to make it present tense, feminine, plural, add a wa between first and second letter, and add a waf at the end. Right. Simple as that. All right, we're going to finish this out. All right, brothers and sisters, make sure you stay with me. I'm going to be racing through these last few rules. We're going to close the class out. And I thank the audience, okay, for staying in and listening, all right, hearing this information being brought out. Now, to say we are watching, how do you say we? Coming up. We. Excuse me, we are speaking. We is a knock. Knock. No. Knock now. Da. Wa. Bar. Yeah. A knock now with double barium is the same as what? this word follows the same rules as what other present tense word I just went over. It's not feminine plural, but it's masculine plural. Present tense masculine plural. Remember, masculine plural, you got a Y between the first and second letter. That's standard. We do for every case. With present tense masculine plural, we have the yum at the end. That's the same case for we, whether it's masculine or feminine. When you're saying we are speaking, it's dawa bar yum, the same as you all masculine are speaking. All right? What?
So, okay. So if the we doesn't change if it was feminine?
No, we.
Okay, no.
If it was feminine, then it would be a thun, dawa bar wa. Remember?
Right. That's
All right, I'm going to race through these last few. I'm going a little bit over. Bear with me. Brothers and sisters online, I hope you have this down because it's about to get erased. All right? I have they masculine watching. I have they feminine watching. Since we have the present tense feminine up, we're going to write they are watching. They are speaking, excuse me. They are speaking. All right? Here's the different. They feminine are speaking, right? This is a naknawa dawa bar yum. This is we are speaking. This is getting erased. Then they feminine are speaking. How do you say they feminine? They, the ladies over there. How do you say they feminine? Brothers and sisters online on Facebook, on YouTube. How do you say they? Feminine. Quickly.
Somebody said they say, Agbafian?
No. Han. Heard of ham? Ham is they. Okay, ham, lakam, it's like ham, lakawam, lakawamya. They are fighting. Ham, shawathanyam. They are drinking. Ham, shawathanyam. So they feminine are speaking. So it's han. Han. How do you do it? How do I make something present tense feminine plural? Quickly. Add it. Officer.
So about female?
Yeah.
Say han, say un, what han, buff, han young?
Wow, it's right here. Right in front of you. That's why I was asking you so quickly. So it's hun, da, wa, bar, wa. They're speaking. Han, da, bar, wa. They are speaking is feminine plural. Feminine plural present tense verbs follow the same rule. Add a wa to the first and second symbol. Add a waf at the end. Now, I'm going to let you catch up, brothers and sisters online. All right. They, masculine are watching, then that's going to be it. All right?
It's like, sir.
Go ahead.
So the masculine would be hum?
Yes, hum. We're going to let the Thun Israel say la'ah 1 second, please. 1 second, Baba Kushab being please. So I'm going to leave it up there for, about a minute or two. So lock your brothers, I'm watching online. We got to run through this. All right? I was told to get through all the present tense verbs. And most high willing, I'm going to get through all of it tonight. The Thun, when you got it down, let me know.
So, Salak, if I could.
Go ahead.
So the they, the we, the him, that's the possessive.
All right. With son Israel, no sweat. What we're going to do? Show up, sir. Yeah, do you want to take the class, sir? All right. Just have one more thing to do. I'm going to close it out. So this is they, feminine or speaking. Once again, this is present tense, feminine plural. It's un, and then dawa bar waf. Follows the same rule as any present tense feminine verb. So to say they, masculine or speaking. They, masculine or speaking. Again, remember our rules. Present tense, masculine verbs. It's the same. Wa between the first and second letters. Symbol of the root verb, but instead of adding a wa at the end, which is the case for feminine present tense plural verbs, add a yum at the end to make it present tense plural in the masculine sense. So they, masculine or speaking, is not hun, but it's ham. Ham is they, masculine, they, those brothers, those warriors, those soldiers, etc. So it's ham, dawa bar, masculine plural, same rules, yum.
Like, sir, what was the earlier? What was the
How I was she?
She?
No, how I was he. Sorry. How I is he? How ya is she? This is for
How ya is she?
how ya is she? Correct. It's ham, da, fa, or yum. Ham dawa bar yum. That's how it's pronounced. That's how you write it out in the ancient Hebrew. And of course, the Assyrian, you just exchange the ancient script for the Assyrian script. But again, the key is to know all the rules. This is present tense plural. Excuse me. This is masculine plural. So you just use the masculine plural rule. For the feminine for the feminine plural, you use the feminine rules, which is instead of the yama here at the end, you add the waf at the end to make something feminine plural. All right, and then all you have to do is add the correct, word that comes before it that's stating it as a subject. The subject is they, masculine. When it's hun, the subject is they, feminine. You know my point. So hopefully that shed some light on the present tense. Again, that's the class basically. Let brothers and sisters write it down, but like in a minute, we want to conclude the class. Hopefully, everyone was able to follow along and get the Lashawan Qadash down again. Like, share, subscribe. I.S.U.P.K. Lashawan Qadash. Make sure you tune in and learn your language. Helps you read, the Hebrew better, more efficiently. And then one day we'll all be speaking this. All right.
Right.
All right. So with that being said, I'm going to pass the class over to Priest and Officer Gaikwa.
Get a teacher out of the head. All right. I.S.U.P.K. security announcement. We're the I.S.U.P.K. started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After these month periods, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tav, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for the priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Up and coming holy convocations is the feast of Feast of First Fruits. Yeah, Feast of First Fruits, which is going to be May 26, 2018. You can find out in Leviticus chapter 23, verses 10 through 22. Remind Akim and I.S.U.P.K to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a troop in the school, start wearing all black. Boot, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, I.M.A.G.I.M, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute. I.M.A.G.I.M Shabbat. I.M.A.G.I.M. Barak. Yahweh. What we just said was, the Most High bless you in the name of Yahweh Shah. Yahweh. We're going to saw, face the sisters. Saw means to turn. Men of Israel, we're going to give the sisters one courtesy salute. I.M.A.G.I.M Shabbat. I.M.A.G.I.M. Barak. What we just said was, the Most High watch over you in the name of Yahweh Shah, or Christ in the Basque tongue. Yahweh, which means hands down, class dismissed. Wow, I'm real bad.
A little crazy. See.
How you?
12.
Maintain it, man.
Yeah. Back home for the summer.
Yeah. How you doing your school trip? How you doing your school trip?
12.
Cool. I'm sure what you going for engineering, right?
I went on here.